Hi, my name is Benjamin McWilliams,
And I'm Roman, or RK.
and today we're gonna do a recap of episode 4 of Love, Death, and Robots, and it was it was quite an episode. It kind of starts off in this country scene. Of course, it's always nighttime. Right after they finish dinner, there's like, oh my gosh, something's going on. They're like, what's going on? Something's opening. It's always polite that like whenever something bad happens, they always wait till they're done eating and then they're like, okay, now something bad is going on. And so the guy hops on his robotic thing and he starts looking, and alien bug creatures come out and start popping out. So they start popping them, well, shooting at them, blowing out their brains. And and then there's some other people. There's the like skinny little redneck, and then the older, wiser lady, and they just start shooting at him. And then suddenly, oh no, there's something bigger coming in. There's a big hole. They all go in, just start firing at him. It's just this huge fight scene. The skinny redneck dude, of course, he's the one who does something reckless, goes in, blows himself up, actually almost damaging the other robots. And then the big robot comes, so it's the big fight. You know, it's like that tense moment. They're trying to get everyone into the bunker, everyone's safe. And then they kill the monster, and they come the next day with beers, and which I what kind of confused me. They had the beer, but I'll talk about the beer in just a bit. And then it pans out to they're on this desolate planet with basically a shield around their area, and there's a bunch of aliens climbing on top of it. I guess they're gonna come back another day. Um, so am I missing anything significant about that recap?
I think you don't really miss much. We don't need to reveal the ending, the full ending, and all the details of the fight. So it's basically the whole episode is tower defense
Yeah.
in the episode of of Love, Death, and Robots. So for those who doesn't know what is tower defense, it's the type of the maps of strategic games when you have to protect the base or portal or whatever from like waves of creatures, and you like build the towers or you have units, and there are many games already exploited. It was already, I think, one of the first games was used in Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos. But anyways, that's the episode, like, and of course it's not the eagle, the bird view. It's just like, characters to characters. So I think basically the whole episode is just an action episode, unlike the previous episodes.
Well, the other one, the one we watched the last one was chasing. It was action, but it wasn't. It was like chase action. It wasn't a fighting action. The only thing,
Yeah, it's a TD action.
yeah, the things I kind of found funny. Of course, the skinny redneck gets killed.
Of course, he should be killed.
Yeah, and then it's always the tell my wife I love her, like every single time. I want him to be like, tell my wife I don't like
Not
her.
even love.
Yeah.
Not even love. He told, tell her that I did well.
I did well.
Yeah, I did well protecting. I was like, you didn't do well. You acted like shit. Man, it's just such a cliche, in this kind of like film.
It'd be funny if he sat there and said, tell my wife I did all right. I mean, I wasn't a complete idiot. Well, it's also like, what are you gonna do? At least he killed a bunch of them, but he almost killed everyone in the process. And then I thought, so two more things I have written down is you notice that the cows, like as this portal's coming out, the cows just don't care. And then these monsters come out and just start eating the cows. You look at the cows, they're just like, all right, I guess we die. Even the robot, he's like trying to move the cows out of the way. The cows are just like, I don't care. And then the next one I saw was when they had the big portal out and all the monsters were coming out. It reminded me of Lion King. Remember that the stampede that was going through? Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
I just had imagery of that. I was thinking uh, they pretty much copied that. Um, we just needed someone falling off a cliff being like, "No, father."
Oh yeah, it's just it's hilarious. It's a hilarious comparison. The redneck guy. Because this is one of the worst character developments I've ever seen. The guy was fixing his mech, like mechanical. It's not a robot. It's actually like a mechanical suit, like exoskeleton, like a huge exoskeleton.
Yeah.
So he was fixing it. Then he had some trouble that it didn't work well. The guys were like doing all the job, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna like repair my laser gun, whatever it was, like a beam gun." Then he repaired. He gave them like some ammo, and then he died. And then he blew himself up and almost killed the other guys. I mean, what the hell is going on with the scriptwriter here? I said, yeah, we're already coming to this point that we will use our CCP system to evaluate the episode. But this is the first thing even when I watched it for the first time, the first thing I noticed, because I felt that the characters are necessary, and I felt that he was there just to, just to die and create this kind of action to proceed with the story, and this is quite weak because we have other characters, and we don't really see that anyone wants to sacrifice um, in any way. It's just like, okay, we need one person who will sacrifice himself. Okay, this is a redneck guy.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have other characters like we want to sacrifice? Oh, we have like 3 females, 1 male, and yeah, one is the mother. She's taking care of like other villagers or other settlers. Okay, no. She's nice. She cannot die. Oh, this lady, she's like communication. She's taking care of communication. All the defenses. No, that wise lady. No, the main character, male character. No. Oh, we have a redneck. Okay, he's gonna die. I mean, it's just like so stupid. I mean, it even if everybody died and sacrificed themselves for children, for all the settlers, it would be more engaging because it will be more realistic, especially taking into account the ending that we will not reveal to you.
All right.
Yes, let's go to our CCP system and let's go. Yeah, creativity, I think. Yeah, creativity, the first one. It's plus, 0, or minus.
Plus, 0, or minus. I would say creativity. It's, in my opinion, it might be minus just because it just a trope we've seen so many times. Like, I make a bunch of different comparisons. You kind of know what's going to happen. Um, there's nothing. It's entertaining, but there's nothing that kind of surprises me. Um,
I agree with you, and I would give it a minus. I think so far I just revealed my opinion. It's the weakest episode that we've seen in these 4 episodes. And why it's not creative? Because first, the theme of aliens, infestation. Second, the theme of StarCraft and Zergs, infestation, attack. Even the design is almost identical to Zerlings from StarCraft.
mm-hmm.
Third, the Starship Troopers. The movie with Casper Van Dien and like a bunch of other guys. Dennis Richards. Yeah, Dennis Richards was a pilot there. Yeah, and even whatever. So it's like in Starship Troopers, they also have these insect-like creatures that were later used by Valve Software in Half-Life 2 for their insect stuff. But again, it's like we have so many video games, we have so many things about, oh my god, infestation. So you need to make this story kind of engaging and unique and creative in a way. You need to make it novel because we already seen so many times the same thing, even in StarCraft cutscenes. Mm-hmm. And we have the same thing here. I was like, even this exoskeleton thing was like,
that's Terran from
it's
StarCraft.
It's from StarCraft. It's what is it?
Goliath Online.
StarCraft. Mm-hmm. Goliath from the StarCraft and Brood War. I mean, the first one. I don't remember the names of the second one. So I was like, nah, minus, not creative.
Yeah.
We're brutal here.
Yeah, we're very brutal. I'm sorry. Consistency. I mean, was it consistent? I would actually. It's pretty consistent. It just, in a way, yeah, it just follows like the typical. Monster comes in, they fight, they live to see another day. So I would say consistency would be a plus in that sense.
I agree that it's pretty consistent for this type of story. Um, and but I think I'll give it a 0 instead of plus. So I'll be brutal till the end. Uh, so why? Because why it's not?
StarCraft brute war. You want to be brutal.
No, it's just because of that moment with the redneck guy. They could use this midpoint of the story in a better way. What I see that they exploited this redneck character and the explosion and his sacrifice, and it's even you mentioned when we watched, you mentioned that the lady when she started shooting the insects with the shotgun, she told it's because you killed like my guy, like oh it's for him, but he blew himself up. Nobody asked for it. He did a very reckless and stupid thing to do in the circumstances, and she's like, no, you will pay for that. I mean, these insects, maybe it's their planet, maybe they're mindless, maybe somebody's using their soil. We can think, like the same way as Starship Troopers, if you really know the lore of Starship Troopers, or like Ender game and the Ender games. But it's just like you feel that this midpoint was artificial. That's why I will not give like plus. But in other things, I think it's quite consistent.
Okay. And then Pleasantry.
Yeah.
I got a good laugh out of it. I have to say, I love the cow scene where the cows just don't seem to care. Um, I was amused by the whole coming down the valley. Just I was thinking Lion King. It's good for just it's mindless fun. There's not much to think about. Artwork is all right. I'll give the Pleasantry a plus. I was laughing the whole time. Um, yeah.
From the point of view of animation, and that it's a little bit delayed. If you could see that, I think maybe it was a connection, whatever. So, okay, animation style, anything about delays, whatever, forget about it. So, animation style, I will give credit for animation style. It's nice, the design of the characters, the special effects. I think that they specifically and intentionally made all these cow scenes, ridiculous. Some of the behavior ridiculous of some characters, the cliches. They put so many cliches there of the story, and I think it's worth credit, and that they wanted to wrap up the story in this kind of format concept. It's still, I think, pleasant, but I can't say I was amused by the episode, regardless the number of times I watched that. So I'll give it 0.
Okay.
So it's not bad, it's not good. I'm just very neutral to this kind of stuff. So we have our CCP system.
Yeah. CC.
Creativity minus consistency plus 0, and pleasantry
Plus.
0. Not that bad, because I was thinking at the beginning of recording this that minus minus minus, but then I was like, actually there are some good points. You should listen to the person who knows more about pleasantry and more about stand-up comedy.
Exactly. I well, sometimes pleasantry isn't always a good thing, but I can pretty much find amusement in so many different ways. So
You go.
looking for something that's just kind of fun, has that redneck country type feel, this is the one for you. It's simple. It's not doesn't have much complexity to it. It's just kind of typical. Like even they said like I shouldn't have left the city for to live the country life. Live a life as a farmer. That's just like your typical um typical story. But we're kind of running a little bit over time.
Yeah, but I'll add a very short point, a very small point. I think that for people who play video games, especially who are aware of this type of style, the narrative and stories, it wouldn't be pleasant. For people who just want to relax and just want to laugh on not very seriousness of the topic, it would be pleasant. But very short notice and very short announcement. We will try to wrap our videos to 10-15 minutes, and we will try to be quite consistent on making them at least once in 2-3 weeks. And we also will try to give you a short recap and then short discussion and our CCP system evaluation. And I think it's a good idea, but let's see how it works. If you have any comment, if you have any thoughts, please let us know.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time on episode 5.